All right, everybody, we are live. Ryan McKenzie here with another episode of I Hate Selling Live. The reason we call it I Hate Selling Live is because we are live in the Facebook group right now. If you're not in the I Hate Selling for the Fitness Professional Facebook group, you are wasting your life away and having to wait days, hours, weeks, who knows how long before the podcast episode actually gets up into whatever platform you're listening to right now, or YouTube, or wherever you are. Thanks for listening, but you're behind the times and all this information is already old. So you need to get into the Facebook group and see this live. Watch us. I'm here with Will Mathiessen. I keep pronouncing your name wrong, man.
Mathiessen, but it's close.
Mathiessen.
It's close.
Yeah, perfect. And Will is got a genius thing for us today, and I want to let him introduce it because when he showed it to me, I don't do a lot of product stuff, product launches or anything like that at all. We usually talk about the sales process. And Will is not paying me to be on this show, although he should. And he's not he's not endorsing this podcast in any way, although he should. But he's got a really cool thing, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I asked him if he'd come on and talk about it because it's a really cool thing we got going on here. A lot of people are spending a ton of money on stuff that all the experts are telling them that they need. And I think Will's got a solution that is going to be just blowing your mind. So if you want to save money and get better, then listen to him and we'll dive into it. So we're going to go to Will right now. Will, how's it going, man?
I'm pretty great. Pretty great. Caught a little run, a little shower, and now I'm here. I got the COVID hair, sporting it out.
Yeah.
And having a great old day.
Getting on your in-body back there. You got the big whiteboard, the in-body. You're like a professional setup right here, man. I love this thing. This is nice.
You gotta plan it out. You gotta know your percentage every single day. No, not at all. I've been on like a month, but great home scale, by the way. If anybody wants it, please just give me your address. But yeah, man. To give everybody an idea, kind of where I come from, right? I'm one of you. I was a trainer, gym owner. Actually a technologist, computer engineer, turned gym owner, turned trainer, turned gym owner, and then sold the gym, and then all the way back up to technology. So to help trainers, gym owners communicate better with their clients, organize their leads, organize their members, and make those one-stop shops pretty much work more efficiently, especially when you may be the only one at your gym, right? It may just be you training people. And I've done it, man. I've been trying to organize communication for, 50, 60 clients at a time. It doesn't really work when you don't have an admin staff and what have you. So
let's dive into that, guys. One of the coolest things for me with what resonated for me with what we're going to be talking about today is I get a lot of people asking me saying, "Hey, Ryan, look, I get the sales thing, right? What about lead generation? I don't close everybody, but I'm pretty good. Once they come in, I'm great. What about lead generation?" And so that usually means to me that you're not doing well at sales, because a great sales pipeline, a great sales process leads to referrals, leads to lead generation, like brings people in. So if you're not nurturing your people the right way and bringing them in so they bring you referrals so that you can follow up properly so you can get the next person in. Most of the time when people ask me that, they think they're getting bad leads, or they don't know how to reach out to people, or they forget about people they've actually reached out to before, and they don't really need more leads. They need to take care of the leads that they've got, and they need to actually use the clients and the members they've got and nurture them the right way. And I think, Will, I don't know if that's the intended purpose of your thing, but I just see that as a really valuable thing, even if it's never used for ads or never used for anything else. The fact that you can actually follow up properly, take people to the next step without having to keep it all sorted in your head. It's tough enough to keep all your clients' progressions and regressions and workout programs sorted on an Excel spreadsheet or whatever kind of trainerized whatever program you're using, right? Like, it's hard enough to use that kind of stuff and get it all going and keep it simple. This is like a whole nother thing that people just say, well, I either don't know what to do, or they're spending lots and lots of money to try to make sure they keep it all organized. And I think you hit both of those. So before we get into that, if that has piqued your interest, stick around. If you're here with us right now and you're live in the group, I want to hear from you. Talk to us so I can get back to you later. Where are you from? Like, what part of the world are you listening in right now? If you're in the podcast or on Instagram TV or YouTube or wherever, my people out on LinkedIn out there, where in the world are you tuning in from? I want to hear from you guys. What city? I'm in Winter Garden, Florida. It's still like 137 degrees outside here. No, it's probably low 90s, upper 80s, September. Come on. I get to brag during the winter, but in the summer and the early fall, it is hot. Will, where are you at in the world, man?
Oh, San Antonio, Texas. So just as hot and humid as you'd expect.
Yeah.
So,
San
yep.
Antonio does not sound nice. We drove through Texas on a family road trip. 15 people in a 15-passenger van, including my wife, who was pregnant at the time. So 14 people with a baby. So, and we drove through Texas. It got up to 114 degrees as we're driving through some desert in Texas, and it was just awful. But, things are good. So, guys, where are you from? What's the weather like? And then, Will, I got questions for you, man. Big, important questions.
Please, let's do it.
First question, sir. What is your favorite cereal? And I don't mean like that you eat right now, but if you were stranded on a desert island and you had no other choice but to eat cereal for the rest of your life, minus the nutritional value of it, which would you pick just for the sheer pleasure of it? Which would you pick for the rest of your life?
Okay, I have to qualify that question because I'm a complicated person.
Sure.
Can you add fruit to this cereal, or is this just the cereal? Because you add
allow
bananas.
You to add fruit to the cereal if you really want to.
So this is, and I don't even know on the nutritional. Again, you don't look at the nutrition in cereal,
no,
right?
I don't care. It's not a health question. This is a personality test, not a how healthy is Will test, right?
Okay, I've got a 1.2 answers here. So Special K with strawberries. And they're not really, obviously they're not really strawberries.
They call them red berries, right?
Whatever those are called. Yeah. They're not even close to a berry. And
it's
then
like
you add
astronaut
bananas.
freeze-dried strawberries, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But then you add bananas to that. And then the 0.2, there's this cereal that came out, and this is not a sponsorship at all, called Magic Spoon. That's like a protein. It's like great. They make they make like Fruity Pebbles, but they have protein and all this stuff in them. Which I got and tried.
It sounds like it's Fruity Pebbles, but it tastes bad, is what you're telling me.
Tastes delicious. Tastes delicious. Like, Cocoa Puffs, all that stuff. So that's the 0.2 is Magic Spoon's great.
I love it. Okay. And then outside of that, you said you're a complicated person. What's one odd thing about yourself that most people don't know? I did not tell him I was going to ask that question, guys.
That most people don't know.
Really weird.
That is a very out of left field question.
Beside the fact that you have a $7,000 in body just in your house hanging out. Yeah.
That is a weird fact. That is a weird fact. That would be probably it. Honestly, and this is a not an answer, I suppose. So I talk a lot, right? I'm on calls all day long. People have to stop me from continuing on and on and on. And I can have a conversation with myself, talk to the wall. Well, any trope, I can do that. No problem. And so I don't have anything like that because I tell everyone everything. So there is no weird fact.
He's an open book, guys.
Yeah. And it's right here. Like you want it. It's right here.
Come and get it. Come and get it. Oh, that's good. All right. So let's dive in a little bit to Nurture Ninja, man. I want to hear where this came from. Like, what problem did you see when you were a gym owner and you're training and you're running a gym and you got trainers? Like, why did you feel the need to say, oh, was this just like, I think I can make some money because people like would buy this? Or is it like, I can't find this anywhere, I want to make something? Like, how did that even come about?
Sure. So I was using Infusionsoft. I was using this program called Sales Message, which is a two-way texting solution. I was using at the time ActiveCampaign. There's another one called ZipWhip. There's ClickFunnels, of course. That's a super common. Everyone seems to have that $97, on their bank statement somewhere. And I saw all these, and I was using all these, and it was like $500-600 by the time you get it all done. We had a list of about 10,000 people, give or take. And past members, leads from ads, a bunch of stuff, right? And, at that point, the bill's pretty darn high. And, I have a background in technology anyway, like I mentioned before. And so I connected all of them. So they were all kind of running this big engine, right? But the cost was a lot, number one. And number two, it was just me, right? So I was the one following up. Even if the lead came in and it told me, hey, go text this person, that was a lot of effort. And plus, when you're doing 12 hours of training per day, and then you've got quick story, caveat, breaking it right here. All right. I hired this agency to run some Facebook ads for me forever and ever ago before I learned all this stuff.
I'm guessing it was a great idea. No.
It was, they got me lead. This is the story. I guarantee you, anyone listening has done this if they own a gym. They got me a lot of leads. The leads were, abundant. We had like $1,000 in spend, and it was like 50-cent leads. Just free 6-week challenge, just rolling through. And so, if you do the math there, it's pretty easy math. That's 2,000 leads in a month, right?
Wait, 2,000. Okay, 50 cents, 2,000. We got the personal trainers are listening to this, man. You can't. We go by 10. We go by 12. You're making us.
We don't want those leads.
Yeah.
We don't want we don't want 2,000 leads. But that's the thing. So it was a big, wide open funnel, tons of leads. It's what everybody says when I talk to gym owners. I need more leads. Like you said in the intro, they don't need more leads. Right. They need to care more and automate more towards that follow-up with the lead. Because at that time, even with all those softwares I had that I was paying a lot of money for, I could not follow up with them manually if you asked me to.
Right.
I'd get off for lunch and it's like, oh, I have 20 people to call. Like, no, that's not happening. And so that was how that experience of hiring that agency, spending way too much money on them, plus all the software. I said, there's got to be a better way, which there wasn't. And now there is.
It's good stuff. So, hey, if you're watching right now and you're not, and you're live with us in the group, or you're watching the replay somewhere else, I want to know, have you ever had an experience with an agency that's gotten you just tons of leads and it was just almost like made it worse than it was before? Right? Either they weren't focused leads on what you do, or you just had too much stuff to do, right? That's a horrible place to be, where it feels like I should be growing, but I can't because there's so much stuff happening to me right now. It's insane, right? It's an insane feeling. So what was the next step for you there? Like, or maybe skip ahead to Nurture Ninja now.
Sure. The next step was, well, I better figure this out.
Yeah.
What happened in that experience, which I'm sure, like you said, anyone that has experienced it did, you pick up what you can pick up, but at the end of the day, you can't pick them all up.
Right.
There's too many sticks, right? And so organization of leads, right? Like, here's a good question for anybody listening. Do you know, regardless if you're getting 5 leads or 2,000 leads per month, right? Are you tracking each one of them, see where they are? Are you following up with them, let's say within 5 minutes of them opting in? I guarantee you, in the sales process, I hate selling as part of it, your sales pitch, and I wouldn't even call it a pitch, your sales conversation over the phone is going to go a lot better if it isn't 5 days after they opted in.
Right.
If it's 10 minutes after they opted in, they're hot. They feel the pain point of, I need to lose weight, I need to get stronger, whatever that is, faster, depending if your sports performance, whatever that is. But if you don't follow up with them, if you don't follow up with them within 5 to 10 minutes, and 10 minutes being on the other side, they're down the road doing a trial at another gym. And that's just the fact of it.
Yeah, if you think they clicked your ad and not 5 other people's, then that's why they're on there. They're looking around. They're Googling gym in my area, personal trainer in my area. They're Facebook groups or whatever for all these different gyms in their area. And they're looking at everybody. It's like you go to buy a new car. You don't just say, well, this is the only dealership I think that I'm going to look at right now, and I'll wait to see if they have the car for me. And I'll just keep waiting for months and months until they get the car. No, you're looking at every dealership in Florida or every dealership within 50 miles of your home, and trying to figure out who's got the best deal, who's got the best car for me. Same thing with a gym. They're Googling, trying to figure out either my friend told me I should go, so that's like a hot referral, or Google. Those are the really only 2 ways people are really going to hear about you right now. I mean, maybe there's more, but those are the 2 like big ways.
Pretty much. And, it's a really, really good point. Google is it, my other company and other strategy is about Google optimization being found more often on a local basis for brick and mortar businesses. That can be a one-on-one trainer, renting space, or that can be a full out facility, right?
Yeah.
In that way, when someone searches, you need to be found.
Yeah.
That's so really it is, our part is we're not running Facebook ads. I love just the people that, like I said, the agency that just run Facebook ads, and that's all they do. You know, that is not going to get you, if you've got your, let's say your mom, right? I think your mom is looking through, like, I need
My
to
mom?
hire a trainer, right? Yeah, exactly.
Why
Your
wouldn't
mom.
she call me though, Will? I don't. Why? What do you?
I don't know. There's too close, too close. So you gotta find a stranger to tell you what to do. And she's looking right on Google, whatever. What's going to matter to her? Geography, convenience, right? Or is it who pops up first?
Yeah,
Usually,
it's a combination of both, right? Like
exactly.
you're probably typing in the geography, and you're trying to find who pops up first, or who's got the best reviews, or who's at the top of the list because you think they're the best.
Exactly, because social proof. When we're talking, it's the same thing as a referral. Referral is displaced social proof, because your friend is social proof that something good happened there. So speaking on websites, speaking on all SEO, it's all that stuff, optimization and such, you know, show social proof. We're jumping around a lot here, but again, everyone wants more leads, right? You either want more quality leads that are going to close and spend $1,000 a month with you right now,
right?
Or you want to, or if you're already doing the strategy where you're just getting heaps and heaps and heaps of leads, we need to nurture them to do something called fortune is in the follow-up, right? Some famous marketer that I don't remember said that. You probably Google it and find it in 2 seconds. Fortune's the follow-up. Really, if you follow, here's the example here, right? If someone opts in, it may not be that much, even if you follow up in 5 minutes, right? It may not be their time to start their fitness journey. It may not be, but I guarantee you in 6 months when their sister's wedding is coming up and they really, really need to fit into that shirt, into that dress, whatever. Yeah, too close to home, right? Too close to home. When they need that, they're not going to go back to Google and do the same thing. They're going to be like, well, who do I know? They're going to take the second step, right?
Yeah,
and I guarantee you, if you're the one that's following up and you're in their inbox and you're texting them and you're calling them automated, right? All that stuff's automated. You don't even know what's happening. You're going to be the choice.
Yeah, that's brilliant. We got a comment coming in here. Vince Gabriel, I don't know if you know him or not. He said, this kid is an absolute genius. And so Vince, thanks for saying that about me, man. But this show is really about Will. I appreciate it.
Like Special K. What are you
he's
gonna
definitely
say?
talking about Will.
You know what? I'm gonna turn around. Ryan, what's your favorite cereal?
Oh man. So I got it used to be like Lucky Charms, right? But like even just thinking about Lucky Charms makes my like nails on the chalkboard kind of feeling. Like you bite into those marshmallows, if they're too hard, it's like your whole body cringes. So I got to go Cinnamon Toast Crunch, man. Like it is like, you can't go wrong.
I don't remember the commercial for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so Lucky Charms is going to win on that one.
Good stuff.
Marketing, advertising. Yep.
For real. And you go with what you know, right? So if you've seen it, then you're going to grab it. That's good.
Yeah.
What is it that you have then? So we know this is an issue. We know we suck at it. We know we're wasting too much money at it. We know people are ignoring us because we're not good enough with all this stuff. Do you do SEO? Are you doing like, what is Nurture Ninja supposed to do for me?
So it's supposed to bring in, we have a whiteboard for most softwares, right? You buy it, you may use it, it's either great or it's not, and you cancel, right? Generally speaking.
Yeah.
For us, it's a process of an engagement where we're bringing you in. We're almost kind of a growth partner in businesses where someone brings us on. We have a whole team for onboarding where you'll come in, you'll bring your lists in of past clients, of current leads, your current members, all that stuff. You'll establish this is how you communicate with us now. You track, let's say you have 5 trainers. Let's say you're at the top, you got 5 trainers under you. You don't really want those trainers talking to all your clients, right? You want to be able to big brother their communication per se, especially in the situation. Something we see a lot, honestly, in the space is that you'll have, actually I was talking to a guy this morning where he had a trainer that he felt like they were kind of out the door. Like that COVID's kind of gotten weird for him, whatever. And he's like, yeah, they're probably going to take some clients with them. That should never happen. That shouldn't be a situation.
You don't have access to those clients' contact info or you don't have a rapport with them.
That's
it's
the problem.
The trainer. That's too common, right?
Yeah, it's too common. If you can just, and I'm not saying bad blood aside, we always want to assume that our employees are the, avengers of our business and that care all that much. But at the end of the day, bad blood happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing you want to do, and I'm talking about just the security of it, away from any of the features. But it's important to be able to see if somebody cancels, was it due to a lack of communication, right? A lack of engagement with your business? When their attendance started kind of falling off, were they not followed up with, or were the touch points not enough to keep them in the door? I mean, hey, how many members leave, or how many clients leave just because you're not talking to them enough? They don't feel the value.
Man, that's good. I think that's really important. So if you're running a gym, if you got trainers and you're doing, would you say does this work for, if I get a gym, I'm just doing personal training, like all my clients, is this a personal training only studio, or if it's got to be like, we need to have classes, or it's an open gym, like big box kind of thing? Does that matter at all or no?
Anything or everything. We've worked with a lot of different types of businesses. Okay. Everything from, the 20 client independent trainer just in their space, and we're hooking up their website. We're just making sure that while they're busy as hell, they can then have the communication kind of outsourced for them per se. Yeah. We have a mobile app. It's really easy to understand. It's really easy to set up all that. Onboarding is really good, but we also have the giant gyms with 600 members. Scale doesn't matter. Everyone needs better communication tools.
So here's what Will and we talked maybe a month ago, a couple weeks ago. He walked me through a lot of what Nurture Ninja does. His software is called Nurture Ninja. Check it out. But the cool thing about it to me was like, I had emails in one place, you email clients, and I'm using ActiveCampaign, right? And so I email them, and then if you're using ActiveCampaign and you're like me, you're not that tech savvy, you got to go back into ActiveCampaign to see what you sent each person. But then when they reply back to your inbox. So like you got to reply through there, and then you go back to ActiveCampaign to see what you actually sent them, because that's not in your normal Gmail inbox, right? You got to go back and forth through things. Maybe I'm showing my ignorance here and there's a better way to do this, but ActiveCampaign doesn't make that clear to me, so I haven't done it, right? And then I text people and I text clients, then I got to go back through my emails to see what I've talked to them, and text messages to see what we've said. And then you got Facebook Messenger, and you're trying to see what they say on there. So like even if you're good and consistent at following up with people, you lose them because I've got some conversations over here. I've got some in Messenger. I've got some conversations over here on email. I've got some conversations through my text. I've got some offers I've put out through my email server. I've got some things people replying to my website and getting an automated message that I didn't realize they got, and I'm still offering them something different over here. Like it doesn't all talk together. And if it does, it gets really expensive to pull it all in together. So that's kind of what I was like, light bulbs going off when I saw everything he had. Cause we're looking at like, tell me if I'm missing something here: texting, email, website, follow up. What else does this like? Just give me a rundown real quick of what else I'm missing on there.
Sure. Facebook ads. So integrations to Facebook ads, as in someone opts in. That's huge. Cause I mean, that's, if you're paying for a lead, you better actually follow up. Right. Funnels. So replaces ClickFunnels completely. If you're using,
am I right? Pages, there's like a place you could have some courses in there too. Like if you had if you're a trainer, you wanted upload your own videos so your clients could log in, like a member area or whatever. Is that in there as well?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Like it's like everything that you need from all these different places. Even if it costs more, when you add it all up, it's all in one place and it talks together. But when I was doing the math, I train 5 or 6 hours a week, right? And I don't do a ton of marketing for it. It's usually just straight referrals. This is me. But when I had my team of trainers and I'm running the gym, I'm like, if we had this, it's no longer a salesperson trying to sell somebody membership and then hoping that somehow that person comes back in for their free trial with a personal trainer after they sign up. Like it's all pipelined and streamlined together to where like we know exactly where they are in the process and there's nobody falling through the cracks, which is like, I mean, I want it for my own sake, just because I was just telling Will before we got on, like, I'm in, let me get in here because I want to have all of my stuff, even with my book. I think it's a great thing to have things rolling smoothly and cleanly. So that alone is huge for me. So guys, I want to sell this hard to you right now. If you don't buy it, you're not smart. That's pretty much my big pitch. Does that sound like a good,
that's a pitch.
I think we need to have that nurture ninja. If you don't buy this, you're not smart. Like that should be your slogan. I think that's a great
that is that's marketing. Hashtag marketing right there.
hashtag
Yeah.
copywriting. You can hire me, guys. Email
Yeah.
me, Ryan McKenzie. I'll write your
Yeah.
copy. I mean,
Yeah. Well, in pricing it, it's like, well, how much is someone usually, regardless of scale, what are you usually spending on software? Why don't you just get rid of that? Pay
Cool.
less.
For
It's barely a pitch. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it's barely a pitch.
At the risk of turning this into just a pitch episode where we're trying to sell people
pretty
things,
much is a pitch.
Yeah. This whole episode is us trying to get you to buy Nurture Ninja. That's not really the case. Not really the point of it. What what has been the coolest unintended thing when you've seen this roll out in gyms? Like, what's something like really neat? I know you built it for your purposes originally, but like, what's something you didn't expect to have happen when you did it? I love hearing stories like that. Like, cause you build it for one reason, and then all of a sudden, like, wow, they're using it for this. I didn't realize, and we need to adjust.
Because there's constant. It's not a software that's done. There's constant developments that are coming out, constant improvements based off who we're helping.
Yeah.
So I've seen requests that are interesting that I didn't think about. Like, and this is an example, could be applied to not only fitness, but really any business in this way. So when someone calls you, I know this is silly, right? Because who calls anymore? But like, really, when a customer's,
I call people all the time, man. And I leave voicemails, and I feel like I am like this 90-year-old man, or like this like savage in the wilderness. And I'm like, hey, I know I'm a complete barbarian leaving you a voicemail, but I just still do it anyway. Will you call me back? Like,
exactly. But who leaves them, right? Like if you're, again, we'll go back to the Google search example. Someone comes at, or someone clicks on the button to call you right away, and that call isn't answered. As silly as that sounds, right? Like, it's almost like you're running a business, right?
No.
Sometimes calls will fall through the cracks. Sometimes that'll happen. Even if you have a front desk and you're paying gobs of money to sit there, doesn't really matter, right? Things will fall through the cracks. So one development that I didn't think of off the bat, I suppose, would be out of hours and in hours call tracking. Number one, call tracking, which is really important to see who you've missed, how long the call was, tracking voicemails, all that stuff. More importantly, though, if someone calls through, their call isn't answered, they don't leave a voicemail, that $10,000 a month personal training family that everybody would love to have, that client just went to another person. You have no idea what happened. You didn't even know, right? Yeah. But the software easily will just text them back. If it's not answered, if that's true, they do not answer, don't leave voicemail. It's like, hey, we're busy right now. How's it going? How can we help? It's so small. It's the dumbest thing. It's so small, but I guarantee you, if it does nothing for you except for just that, there's money left on the table, which I'm pitching again, but it's kind of my nature here.
I like it. So if we get you on the InBody right now, what are you weighing in at? What's your body fat percentage? Come on.
Oh, I told you it's been a month. I have no idea. I have literally no idea.
I'm
sitting in this chair.
Don't tell us. Much more than it was 10 years ago for me. I'll tell you that much. Man, this is cool, man. I love it. Guys, I don't want to just beat this over your head. Check out Nurture Ninja. Will, you said you had something for people if they wanted to test it, basically, right? Or talk to you more about it. They can text you or something.
So, I wear a lot of hats in between the businesses, right?
Well, you're not even wearing one hat right now. That is a ridiculous statement. You don't even have. Fine.
I got one over there now. So I wear a lot of different hats day to day, from the SEO space, helping businesses be found more often by the people that you want finding you with high intent, to Nurture Ninja, to building websites, right? Anything in that realm. What I find more than not is as I audit a business, as I look into the business, say, what are you spending money on? Where can you save money? Where are you spending $1,000 a month on Facebook leads, or any amount of money on Facebook that is just actually not doing anything, but we think it is because we're not tracking anything. We really just don't know where the money's really coming from. There's a flow, but is it from the website? Is it from Facebook? Whatever. We'll go in and we'll audit your business, see where you're spending money that could be saved. Right. Mm-hmm. If we're the solution, awesome. If we're not, no worries. More than not, we are. So all I need you to do is text, and we can put this in the show notes or what have you as well. Text 908-224-6777. Text audit to that number. I'll say it again just for the sake of it. 908-224-6777. All you got to do, text audit to that number. We'll set up a call and kind of go through. I've got a few questions that I'll send you before the call. Again, just make sure that we're all on the same page. Again, it's not I do go on and on and on a event like this, but we'll keep it concise, simple, and I promise you in the call, something will come up that will either make you money or save you money, even if it's not with us.
Gary, and if you can't, then he'll buy you a bowl of
magic
wooden spoons, magic spoons. What is
magic spoon coupon code? Yeah.
I just put it in the notes here on Facebook Live on our group. So jump in the group, guys. You'll get that code and text them out, guys. It's a cool thing. Will, thanks for being on here with me, man. You are a champion. I just love that this came out. It's not just some like guy in a room with an in body at a desk with a nice microphone. It's somebody who's actually in a gym, like has seen the issues that gym owners have, has gone through them yourself, and it's like, hey, I got a solution. Vince Gabriel was the guy that actually introduced us, said, hey, Ryan, you got to meet this guy. He needs to be on your show. He's got a cool solution. You need to talk to him. So that's a pretty cool thing when you got people that are doing good stuff that know what's good. And you came from knowing what's bad and now what's good, like how you can work through that together. That's a really cool thing, man. So guys, check him out. See if he can help you grow your business, take care of your people better, and then save you some money. Sound good?
Yeah, man. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
You're the man. Hey guys, train smart, live well. We'll see ya.